Hello everyone, welcome to DG Bytes. I am Vaibhav Gupta, your Alteryx expert, and today we are going to learn about another interesting tool of Alteryx, which is text to columns tool. We will understand what are the different use cases which can be implemented via this particular tool. Then why wait? Let's start.
So to understand the text to columns tool, let's first drag in some sample data. So I will drag in here the input data tool. Then I will select the file. I will clear this list and go to file section. And here I will select the .xlsx file. And then I will select this sample data and open it. And I can see there is only one sheet, that is sheet 1. And I will click OK. If I run it now, I can see that I have a data with three fields: title, date added, and duration. Let's say in this date added column, I want to separate July 19 and 2018 into three different columns and name them as month, date, and year. So how can I achieve that? There are multiple ways via which we can achieve this, but in this case we will use text to columns tool. So I will drag it here. So you will find this tool in the parse tool set or parse tool palette. So what I wanted to do is I want to split the column, which is date added column, into two columns in the first step. As I have one delimiter which is comma here, so I will use that and will split it to two columns. So now you can see I use the comma and split into two columns. There are multiple other options like leave extra in last column, drop extra with warning. So right now I want that whatever the value is left, that should be added into the last column. So I will use this and output root name. So maybe you can say date added. Instead of that, we can use date underscore, and through this the column names will be created. So if I run it now, I can see two columns, date 1 and date 2. Year is already separated, but date 1 is not yet, as date is still intact with the month name. So I again use this text to columns tool. Now this time my input will be date 1, where I have month and the date. And this time my delimiter will be space, the white space. So instead of comma, I will give white space, and again the two columns will be created and the same configuration. So let's run it. So if you see here, now we have the three columns: year, month, and date. So let's say bring in the select tool, and if you can see here, date 2 is the year. Let's rename it to year. Then date 11 is month and date 12 is date. So we'll name it as month and name it as date. And date 1, we do not need that column, and the other columns are as it is. So if now I run it, I will see year, month, and date as I wanted to have it. Now this is the one scenario where split to uh, text, where we converted the column into three separate columns. So we splitted the one column into three columns by utilizing the text to columns tool twice. But There can be another scenario. Let's delete this workflow here and get in the another sample data. So this time I will drag in here the employee XLSX file, and there is only one sheet, employee resources. Click on OK and run it. Now you can see that we have employee name and resources occupied. So in correspondent to every employee, let's say for example here Ajay Sharma, he has following resources occupied, which is Docker, monitor, laptop, network, cable. So these are separated by semicolons. So what I want is this particular column gets into, or this particular row gets into multiple rows. So Ajay Sharma Docker, Ajay Sharma monitor, Ajay Sharma laptop. So this will happen for all the employees. So how can I do that? Again, with the help of text to column tools, I can do this. Now, what I will do is instead of split two columns, I will use split two rows. And which column I will select? I will select resources occupied, and my delimiter will be semicolon. And as these following parameters like ignore delimiters in quotes, ignore delimiters in single quotes, these all are not applicable for me as my data is quite simple here. So I will simply run it and see the output. So you can see that for Ajay Sharma, we have all the resources tagged into multiple rows, and similarly for other employees as well. So this is what we can do with text to columns tool in Alteryx. We can split the same column into multiple columns, and we can split the same row into multiple rows depending upon our requirement. In case if you have any kind of queries on this topic, we can discuss further, or you can mention in the comments, or you can also send me mail given in the description. Thank you for watching this video, and please do subscribe our channel.